Hi there, thank you so much for joining me today. This is Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US, and in this quick video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this super cute little gift bag using only a half a sheet of designer series paper. This is a perfect size gift bag to put a little gift card in. Its finished dimensions are 3.5 by 4.25 by 1.5 inches deep, and I just have a little bit of tissue paper in there. And we're gonna be using a half sheet of the In the Wild Designer Series paper, and I specifically picked a pattern that at least one side is not a directional pattern because we will be folding backwards, and we wanna make sure that when we fold it backwards, we don't have any issues with the direction of the pattern. This is a great project to use up your stash. So let me show you how easy this is to make. Starting with a half sheet of Designer Series paper, so 6 by 12. If the front side is directional, you want to make sure that you cut that in landscape. And using the Simply Scored, I'm going to score this at 4.25, 5.75, 10, and 11.5. I'm going to rotate it clockwise, and we're going to score this at 1.5. And then I'm going to flip my cardstock like this, and then I'm going to score at 5. Okay, with the front side of our paper in landscape facing up, I'm going to fold backwards on that 1-inch score line along the top. I'm going to come in and burnish. Then I'm going to fold and burnish while this is folded backwards on all of the vertical score lines. And then finally along that bottom score line, let's just go ahead and fold and burnish there. Like so, okay? Now I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna bring in a template here, and we're gonna come in, I'm gonna turn this sideways here, and I've got my little 1/2-inch section along the bottom. I'm gonna come in and cut up that vertical score line, this first one that's right here, and I'm gonna stop at that first horizontal score line. And then I'm going to come in and miter cut or notch on either side of that cut. So you have something that looks like that with your paper. I'm also then going to come in and miter cut right here on that top edge. So we're treating this like a tab. Then I'm going to come in and miter cut as well at this score line. Okay, so we've got it looking like that. And I'm going to turn it this way where we've got our 1.5-inch section along the bottom. I'm going to cut up each of those vertical score lines. And if it's easier for you, depending on the pattern of paper, it may be easier to see the score lines from the back. So you're cutting up each of the vertical score lines, stopping at that horizontal score line. And then we have these two 1.5-inch square sections. We can kind of fold those big sections out of the way, and we're going to angle cut those. So this is a smaller size here, but we've got all of our pieces cut. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is fold backwards again on that score line. We already burnished that, but we're folding that down, and I'm gonna flip this over. Now I'm gonna fold on the second score line from the left, and you'll see that we have the short tab and then that long tab. I'm gonna fold on the first score line from the right, and I wanna show you how this is gonna line up. The long left tab goes down first, then the right side, then that left tab, and then the right flap. So if I can turn it this way, you can sort of see how that tab is intermingled here. That's gonna give us a really nice finish on the top of this bag here, and we're not gonna need to add adhesive to any part of the flap. So let me go ahead and open this up. I'm gonna fold this short tab back, then I'm gonna apply liquid glue to this longer tab. And then very gently, I'm going to apply liquid glue to the shorter tab, being careful not to press that down onto the longer tab. And now what we can do is fold on the first score line from the right. And again, we've got the long tab first, then the right side, then the left short tab, then the right flap there. And now, because we have liquid glue, we can sort of just gently slide things into place. It gives us a little bit of wiggle room, and press down on those tabs. All right, so that gives us a really nice finish there on the edge. Okay, now let's flip this over. Our seam is here, so this is the back of the bag. I'm going to fold in on the two short flaps and put liquid glue on them. And then I'm going to put liquid glue along that front flap. We'll close the back flap, then the front flap, And because it's liquid glue, we can kind of just square things into place on the bottom. Flip it over, put the lid on your glue, and then press from the inside. Get those flaps glued down. There we go. Now I like to just press with my fingers on the sides here to give it a little bit of a gusseted look. Really, really cute. You could close this with a little clip or something fun like that. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of tissue paper and put that in there. You could put a gift card in that tissue paper. I stamped the sentiment, "You are fierce," in Evening Evergreen, which coordinates with this designer series paper. And then I die cut it using the Hippo and Friends dies. And that's just a really simple sentiment that I'll put in the lower right corner here. And our half sheet of designer series paper gift bag is done. How easy is that? It's also pretty easy to change up the dimensions as well. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss my next video. If you're interested in purchasing any of the Stampin' Up! Products I used today, they'll be linked in the description. And I'll also include a link to my detailed blog post with all project measurements, details, and a picture of the template. I'd love to have you come visit me at thepaperpixie.com, where I post projects every weekday to inspire you. And if you don't want to miss a thing, you can subscribe to receive blog updates via email, and you'll receive an email each time I publish a new post. You can shop with me anytime at thepaperpixie.com/shop. And if you're interested in a discount on your Stampin' Up! Purchases, the starter kit is the ultimate bundle, and it's a great way to fill your wish list for less. You can purchase the starter kit at thepaperpixie.com/join, and I'd love to welcome you to the Stampin' Up! Family and my team of Paper Pixies. If you don't already have a demonstrator and you'd like complimentary copies of our current catalogs, you can submit a catalog request at thepaperpixie.com/happymail. And if you give this project a try, I'd love to see what you made, so feel free to share it on social media with the hashtag #PaperPixie, and I'll be sure to check it out. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care. Bye.